Hey guys, I'm Simulator Tech, and today I'm going to be building the Akko Mod006. It's a full anodized aluminum, exploded 75% gasket mounted keyboard that will run you between $160 and $170 depending on the color you choose. I ended up with the new Very Perry colorway, and it looks absolutely stunning. Also, Akko sent me this board for free to review, but that will not in any way affect my opinion of it. First, let's take a look at the unboxing experience. We're presented with a nice big box that feels pretty good. Inside, we'll find the manual, a bag full of parts needed for the kit, and the top case with the PCB, aluminum plate, plate-mounted stabs, and the daughter board. I'm really glad to see Akko using a daughter board so the hole on the case doesn't need to be enormous to deal with the board flex. Also, there is some foam between the aluminum plate and PCB, and the plate has pre-applied silicone gaskets. Under more foam in the box, we'll find a rubber coiled cable, which is not the fanciest cable ever, but definitely a big step up from the standard straight cable included with most boards these days. We'll also find a plastic dust cover and the bottom case with the polycarb plate and the rest of the foams. It's also worth mentioning that Akko will be including their screw-in stabs with every Mod006 kit. This is really nice since the Mod006 supports screw-ins and Akko's are pretty good. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the build. First, I'm going to disassemble the PCB and plate assembly. As you can see, the PCB is hot swapped with north-facing sockets. This is pretty much the biggest issue with this board, since you can't use cherry profile keycaps with non-long pole switches. Akko has been making efforts to produce more boards with south-facing sockets, such as the Mod007S V2 and the Top 75, and a couple others which is really cool to see, but it's not featured on this particular board. Anyways, I'm not going to be using the aluminum plate since I'm aiming for my personal favorite deep poppy sound signature, but the aluminum plate is pretty nice. I will be using the PE foam sheet, and I'll quickly throw on the screw and stabs. I lube these with 205G0 on the housing, stem, and wires, and they're actually really good. I'll be using the plate foam as well. Next, I'll install the polycarbonate plate with the pour-on gasket strips. The polycarb plate should give us a deeper sound signature, and the pour-on gaskets should provide a softer tapping experience compared to the silicone ones. Then I'll throw on the switches. These are Akko's V3 cream yellow switches, and for 20 cents a switch, they're absolutely phenomenal. They're linear switches featuring a long pole stem and a 58 gram spring. I didn't lube them because they're super smooth out of the box, and there's a little bit of spring picking, but it's really not noticeable with typing. Finally, for the PCB, I applied a 2-layer tape mod. This should provide a poppier sound while also reducing case hollowness. Next, let's move on to the bottom case. The daughter board needs to be screwed in, and there's a little hole for it to sit in. The use of a daughter board is really nice since most cheaper gasket mounted boards will just enlarge the hole for the USB-C port to make room for the flex. With a daughter board, you don't have to worry about that. Anyways, I also did a force brake mod on the bottom case to reduce the pinging that occurs when the top and bottom case make contact. I'll also be using the included PCB foam to further reduce any hollowness in the case. Alright, now let's install the PCB and plate assembly and then throw on the top case. As you can see, I used the included badge. It's really nice, but if it's not really your style, then you can choose not to use it and instead put a switch in its place. Now, let's screw the bottom and top cases together and check out the keycaps. These are Akko's new 20th anniversary Cinnamoroll OPI keycaps, and dude, they are so cute. Look at the spacebar, it's literally adorable, dude. These are thick dye-sub PBT keycaps, and they're Akko's OPI profile. They're really nicely sculpted, and they're very similar to something like SA profile. They're $70, and they're actually limited edition keycaps, so if you want to get them now before they stop selling them. Alright, now that we're done building this thing, let's see how it sounds. Whoa, in terms of sound, it has a really nice deep and poppy sound signature, which is one of my favorite sound profiles. It almost sounds like chunky. I don't know if that makes sense, but the board has thick bezels, which makes it feel really chunky, and the sound kind of reflects that. I don't know. In terms of feel, this board is definitely not super bouncy, so if you are buying this hoping for a trampoline-like experience for your fingers, this is not it. With the softer pour-on gaskets and the more flexible polycarbonate plate, it provides a soft, comfortable typing experience, but again, it's not going to compete with something like the Akko SPR67 or anything. Overall, I really like the feel, as I don't want the board to feel like it's collapsing every time I press on it. So what do I think of this keyboard? For around $160, this thing is really nice. The material used is a really nice anodized aluminum, the accessories it comes with are great, and the sound it can produce is really solid. Unfortunately, the north-facing sockets, as well as no support for VIA or QMK, can be major issues for some people. Also, I've seen a lot of people complain about the sticker on the back, but that doesn't really bother me since I don't spend a lot of time looking at the back of my boards anyways. Overall, if you can get over these few issues, then this is a really great board. Personally, I love it and I will definitely be using this as my daily driver for a while. Anyways, that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you Akko for sending me the parts for this build. I'll see you guys later. Bye!